On a natural?
Yeah.
I hit the live button and then I had to sneeze.
Oops.
You know, you can't even make that up. Can't even make that up.
Oh, well, then I'll explain to people what's going on with me today.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bee's show and the fundraiser on my behalf, which I am just most grateful for. This community is just filled with all sorts of amazing people, and I am just completely humbled by everybody's efforts. Thank you very much. I can't hang around today right now. I had arranged with a friend to give me a ride late this afternoon to run some errands and hit groceries and stuff, which I'm completely out of. But her plans changed and she has to do it now. So she's going to arrive here any minute, and I have to take off and head to La Crosse. So, which you can find on Google Earth if you'd like to see where we're going. And you can also find Houston, Minnesota. And
so David said, I am technically unemployed, self-employed, so can't donate, but I can push the algorithm. Absolutely. I don't expect people coming in my chat. Some people have already donated. Some of us are just flat broke. That's why I'm doing the streams, because I can't afford to give Jenny any money. So I figured, so that's why I figured that at least I can push it. But yes, absolutely. Grab the link, throw it out in all the social media you can. The baseline story is that Jenny's car blew up, and now she has an opportunity to get one. She has to have the money by the end of today. I don't know if we're going to hit that or not, but yeah, that's a dead car, right? And this one is the replica of that one, but runs, so she can have two cars, one that actually runs, and then she can pull parts off of that one as needed. And she also worked on BMWs for how many years, Jenny?
Since 1977.
Okay, so that many years. That's a lot of years. Like 44 years. Anyway, so so that would help her as well. She can pull parts off the other car. She can work on it herself because she knows it. And as long as she doesn't blow another motor, she'll be fine.
my ability to work on it is somewhat limited because it's very limited because of my disability and lack of resources like tools in a shop. You can't do that shit on the street.
But if you have the knowledge, you can always borrow a space off of somebody. If you don't need a lift to replace a headlight assembly no, exactly. All you need for that is a screwdriver and a fucking small wrench, anyways,
or a water pump.
Yeah.
At least I hope not. No, you don't. I know that engine. You don't need those.
Yeah. See.
But I'll hang around until my friend actually rounds the corner here.
Okay. Cool.
She said at 11-ish, so it's not a precise meet time here.
Cool. And then Purple should be in here in a little while.
And I wore my favorite dress.
Oh, nice.
For you guys.
Nice.
Look good.
You should throw Phoebe Rose a link, by the way, B.
I threw a link in Phoebe's. Can you do it? If I go on Phoebe, Twitter on my... Well, no, hold on. I can do it.
Phoebe said, would you like me to hop on your Twitter post about it? And I basically said that she should definitely join us, but I didn't know she had a link.
Well, that would be lovely.
Let me bum the link off of Jenny here.
That'll make my crush on Phoebe grow even stronger.
Like you needed that.
Well, I have crushes on...
I was about to say, you have crushes on like 20 people in our community. Shut up, Jenny.
At least.
So what did I do? I was fucking with that face app, which really it's Jenny's fault because Jenny got Ben started on it. And Ben shows me this picture and he looks like a fucking lumberjack in a doctor's coat, And I'm like, the fuck, dude, you look good. So I had to get on there and do it. And so... I know that I want to show everybody because Ox was playing around with putting Richard's beard on my face. So I found a beard that's a shorter version of his and makes my hair look red in the picture. So this is me looking like Richard. I don't know if you guys could see that very well.
I wonder if you took a like a Head and Shoulders picture of your dog, if it would go through Face app.
Oh, give it a beard?
Yeah.
Who the fuck's got a dog?
Well, for those who
You
do
don't
a
look
cat,
like Jonathan.
or do a cat, doesn't matter.
Jonathan's got little tiny squinty eyes, maybe because he's drunk when he's on. I don't know, but he does. And you have like those big, bold, pretty eyes. So, I don't think that's true. I mean, manly eyes. Sorry. They are, they're a nice color. So
I feel like there's a difference between having like pretty boy eyes and halfway through the sentence, words disappeared.
I like
Typical.
this better.
I have to admit, I was never a fan of the concept when it kind of first started.
Nice.
It was cringy for me, and I honestly don't know why. But when there was a lot of these guys out there who have become absolutely perfect artists with makeup, then goddamn, some of them are just so pretty. It's just infuriating.
Where'd the picture go, right? Look at this. Like, Ben literally looks like a fucking lumberjack in a doctor's coat. Look at that shit.
You're not wrong.
He said, I look like Jonathan. I said, no, you don't.
Oh,
he has way prettier eyes than Jonathan does. I mean, more masculine. Nice eyes.
Well, throw a little sawdust in there and get them all red.
Jenny wants sawdust in the beard. Don't worry, Jenny. I'm sure that'll happen to me a lot in the future. Do you want pictures every time I'm doing woodworking?
Sure.
Okay. If that helps you out, I'll do it. Although this one I had sent Jenny, and I'm going to tell you right now, I sent it to Ben too, but I look like my brother Richard and my brother Keel, the one I don't speak to that's a dickhead. I look like those two combined in this one. So I don't know if I like it very much. Because I look too much like my fucking brothers when they were younger.
Well, I like that first one that you sent me last night.
Oh, you like that one best? The first one? This one? Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah. Yep, with the ball cap.
Well, it's a newsboy cabbie hat.
You look like a nice, friendly guy.
Aw, thanks. That's what I want to portray, because that's what I am. So that'd be great too. Look like a approachable, caring dude.
I'd go out with you.
I know you would, Jenny. It's not the first time you told me that.
I'd go out with
makes me look like a youth pastor. Fuck you, Ben. You dick.
Ooh.
I see. Oh, I don't see that.
Fuck
but maybe
you, dude.
Maybe that's just because none of my youth pastors could grow a beard for the life of them.
A motherfucker just called me a youth pastor.
That's creepy.
You're a fucking asshole, man. It's fucked up. I'd rather you call me a woman than I look like a woman than a youth pastor. Fuck. That's the biggest insult short of murderer or rapist. It's the third one.
Oh, I don't know. You could have been called a televangelist.
That's right there with youth pastor,
That
man.
would be awful.
Sandy, the things I've typed and deleted. Don't delete it, Sandy. I want to laugh. Tell me, man.
Boy, it's
Ben said you need one of those plaid shirts and Converse to be a youth pastor. Or you could do the 3-button polos. Those are also allowed.
Yeah, those are good
in youth pastoring,
especially if they're like a blue color,
or like a pale yellow or white, or something clean and pure.
Those sleeveless sweaters with an Oxford underneath.
Yes.
Begin with
or if
I used to do that, but it was in the 80s, so that was dressing up in the 80s. Like that was casual dress.
Or if you're the head tech at the youth group I went to, the technical youth pastor, he just always wore just like a plain red t-shirt, and I'm almost certain he always just came there from work.
I promise I'm as young as you are, kids. What do you guys, anybody notice anything interesting about that picture? Can anybody tell where I'm at?
I can see the thing in the background, but I'm not sure what it is.
I think you're at your office.
People in the U.S. would know. No, I'm at Planet Fitness. I went and did a 50-minute workout this morning. I got up at like 6:40, 6:45. Went to the gym. Got there 2 minutes before they opened.
A morning person.
One that charges $10 a month.
Well, you have to, man. Well, that's why I go to Planet Fitness. But I got the $22 one, and I actually forgot to do it today. But usually when I'm done working out, I go get on the hydro massage bed, and it loosens up all those muscles you just made tense. And I forgot to do it this time.
How much is Planet Fitness a month?
For the cheapest one, it's $10.99 or something, $10, whatever.
And how is that different than the more expensive one?
The cheap one, you can't use you can't use the tanning beds, hydro massage, any of that stuff. And then you can't bring in somebody with you. For the one that's $22.99, I can bring somebody in with me. If I can encourage anybody to come with me, I can get them in free. And I love that fucking hydro massage, man. There's nothing like it. I turn it on fucking full blast and hit my legs and my back and my neck really hard, because you can adjust it to hit certain parts of your body. What is it? Just a hot tub? Or? No, it's like waterbed material that you're laying on, but just a little thinner, and it shoots hot water up against your back. Okay, it is fucking amazing. It is the best fucking thing since, like, if you can't afford a massage like me, that's how to do it. It's kind of like a gigantic flowing golden shower, huh? Ew. God, we don't go there in these streams. I mean, I said people could say anything, but let's not get crazy here. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't talk about like waste and excrement and stuff. No. Oh, ew. Nope. Ew.
No,
I will keep shame with that.
B has hard limits.
Yep, I got hard limits, and it's piss.
Valid. I feel like those are really common hard limits, but there's other... I'm sure there's a rant there somewhere. I'm just not going to start. Well, I found out
because of human juices. I'm okay with blood and guts, but I can't deal with stuff we produce.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. I'm not interested in that at all. I mean, I'm not talking about like lubrication. I'm talking about like the other two things that come out from down there. I'm not cool with that, dude.
Yeah, no, natural lubrication is good. This is fine.
That's fucking nasty. It's fucking nasty. I mean, I could tell you guys a story right now, but I think it might be too early on a Sunday for sex stories. Go ahead, Jenny.
There's such a thing as too early?
I just said I was admiring mine this morning. Don't. Never mind.
Sorry, I got a piece of food stuck in my tooth. It's driving me crazy. Yes, Sam.
I am still really amused by the fact that I don't necessarily think of myself as like massively a deviant in terms of like sexual things, but Ben
knew. Ben knew. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, because when we're talking about sexual things, I don't particularly see myself as a deviant in any way, because I'm just kind of used to things. But then I talk to people and I'm like, wait, this isn't normal. I mean, I have several like friends who are like straight men who refer to some of the comments I make as lesbian comments. Purely and simply because occasionally I'll just be like, what, only an hour?
Being in this group, it definitely biases you for offending cis people out in the real world. You know, we get so used to talking about sexuality and body parts and mating and all this kind of kinky stuff to average people, and then you go and you happen to drop something unintentionally in a group
that tracks, yeah,
and it's like, oops, I forget which group I'm with. I promise I won't talk about that anal sex anymore. You know,
I didn't say I have anything against anal sex.
No, Anal's fine.
Not to me, but I like to do that. But I had someone who, let's say it wasn't a good time of the day for her, and I almost puked. I almost puked trying to get everything off of me. You would never see me run in the shower so fast in your life.
This is an interesting town I live in. You can drive through a small town and you see the cars that are parked in driveways in front of houses and stuff, and you can kind of get an idea for what kind of neighborhood it is and things. And you can't do that here. It is so diverse. It's just amazing. There's absolute trash heap like mine, and a guy just drove by in what I know is an $85,000 BMW, and it's like, Jesus, and he's from Iowa. There's somebody around here that owns a couple of Maseratis. What the hell is that doing in the middle of a farm community?
Limp dick syndrome. So Jenny, Sandy said, "Do you offend us?" I hadn't noticed. Grinning widely.
Oh, I don't think I offend anybody in this group. No, this group is full of a bunch of bawdy people, which is good.
I must have missed something in there. What did I miss?
And I won't say especially you, Sandy. That would sound bad, but you're tough. I know you can take it.
Sandy, what did you mean if it was only a device that wasn't shared with other people? I can get a brand new one.
Yeah, or you can add a layer on top.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know.
Invasion, Jenny. That's what Sandy said, and I'm serious about that.
What did she say?
The rich people being in the farm area, she said it's an invasion. They're doing it to her right now.
Oh,
I sent you a link, Phoebe J. Rose. Hold on.
Phoebe.
There's Purple.
Hey, Perp.
Perp the derp.
Perp, send that link to Phoebe, please. Since you just got in here, and if I go on Twitter, my bandwidth goes to shit.
Okay, hold on a moment.
Oh, the massage dealie. Yeah, well, the thing is, Sandy, is because it's a vinyl cover on it, you can absolutely 100% sanitize it. So everybody that leaves sprays it down, and then the Planet Fitness employees, when you come out and they know you're done because they have a little light up front, they go back and sanitize everything. So you actually don't have to worry about that. And the sanitizer's right there in the room. Planet Fitness did that way before COVID ever hit. They always have, Marie, hi. They always have sanitizing stuff and paper towels. They have stations all over the gym. So everything you touch, everything when you're done with it, you're supposed to sanitize it anyways. Now they're just being more cautious about it with COVID. So.
Hi, Phoebe.
Hey, Phoebe.
Wait a minute. Phoebe's plugging things in. Very, very noisily.
Okay, so she found the link. I was just sending that.
Thank you. I was say I sent it to her. I didn't know what happened.
And look, my cane's losing its grip on reality.
The aloe or the cane?
Reality. I'm sorry. I didn't.
How are you, Purple?
Okay, I'm still waking up.
Cool. I'm glad you slept. Hi, Phoebe.
Hello.
How are you, dear?
Exhausted.
Do you like how Jenny put the big aloe sticking up in front of her camera? Everything's phallic for her.
I don't know. To me, that looks more like tentacle sex.
Maybe it is.
It's always good to put something in the foreground of a photograph. It just helps the composition.
Ben
if it's tentacle like, it might as well be.
It's getting sunny here.
Yeah, I know. Sandy said, I miss being able to actually trust people in real life. Yeah.
Well, I have good news if anyone wants to hear it.
Do it. You're officially engaged for how many days?
7.
7.
Day 7.
Nice.
Who's engaged?
Phoebe.
6. Is it 6 or is it 7?
What?
No, it's
Monday
6
is
because
now
you
Sunday.
said 5 yesterday.
So it's 6.
Yeah.
You went and got engaged on me? Oh man, I'm so
I did.
I know. I've missed the
Aw.
sauna lady too. It's just not the same without her around.
Well,
So just so you guys
I went
know,
in an actual sauna in actual, Ireland land.
oh, Ireland land. I feel like that's repetitive.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. I drove a tank in Ireland in a blue dress, knee-high black boots, and red tights.
Ooh, kinky.
Yes. Yes, Sandy said congratulations, and student Ben, Dr. Ben said Sauna Lady makes the streams more fun.
I have no bra on.
I'm so disappointed right now.
How
I'm
scandalous.
kidding.
You want me to put a bra on? Good grief.
At this time on a Sunday?
Well, we already talking about sex
got
and
a bunch
bodily
more-
fluids that
Yeah.
aren't okay, so.
I may have shouted at a referee today quite a lot because he was bad.
Uh-oh. Somebody was out playing football.
I was out playing football. Here's the thing. My football team lost 7-1, and I play in goal. And I was the man of the match. Well, woman of the match.
Did they fire you?
No.
Hi, Leah.
B.
Well, which operation? Harmonica Man, be more specific. Which operation?
Oh,
Top
yeah, I
surgery
was
for
going
a
to
woman,
say,
bottom surgery
Hey,
for a
there's-
trans woman. Are we
attention,
talking?
attention. My ride is here.
bye, honey. We'll see you in a little while. Go
Bye,
get your
person
groceries.
we're doing this for.
There she is.
Take care, Jenny.
Good. Go
So,
on there, lady.
And
We'll see you
once
in a little
again,
while.
there's my 26-year-old car.
Aw.
And we'll see you all later. I love you.
Love you too, sweetheart. See you
Take
soon.
care. When Jenny's car has like 7 years on me.
So, okay, first of all,
So these,
Well,
what?
for
Sam, speak.
So I forget which one, but one of the 2 main bottom surgeries for trans men is supposed to take 6 weeks to heal, but every trans man I know has said 8.
well, okay.
Where's the
Okay,
question?
ask it then. Don't just say I have a question. This is like saying, well, I have a thought that I'm going to express.
Well, let me address Randy's question. First of all, Randy, it would depend ideally on which operation. Bottom surgery is way more risky. There's more veins, there's more nerves, there's a lot more things involved in
Are we
it.
talking trans man bottom surgery here?
Hold on, I haven't got to that
Phalloplasty.
point yet. Hold on. Top surgery. My son got reduced, and he didn't get him all the way off, but he got reduced, and it was a couple of months before it was like fully healed, which is probably about typical. But it will also depend on the person. Some people heal faster. People with diabetes, of course, would not be a good idea for them to have those surgeries if they have severe diabetes. Why do trans people believe in pronouns? Why are words like I and you allowed? Everyone should speak in third person only.
My answer to that is that today I am being a solipsist, therefore I disagree, and only the first person should be allowed.
No, everyone should speak in second person.
Oh, what am I going to do with you two? Purple, what say you?
Well, actually, on the subject of the male surgery, I was actually surprised that would be healing in 6 or 8 weeks. I mean, I had hernia surgery in my groin area, and I couldn't walk for 6 weeks after that. So I would just think it would take longer than that to heal, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, it also depends because there's several different types of bottom surgery for trans men.
And
Like, they
trans
have
women
options.
as well.
This is true, but because Perp specified trans men, and I've done more research into trans men for people who I've helped deal with surgery shit.
Oh, do tell.
Come on, authority person.
This is give me a minute. It's been a hot minute. So there's in terms of reconstructive surgery, there are two. Oh fuck! This is what I get for passing comment on. I have read on this, but it's been a hot minute, isn't it?
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it.
But effectively, there's two primary types of bottom surgery for trans men. One is riskier than the other, but the riskier one is more likely to. I think Ben's probably just filled in the gaps for me there.
There you go. Typically a 2-stage surgery for phalloplasty, metoideo, and phallo surgeries. These are the options. But what are the differences between those two? I mean, phallo sounds like
I'm prepared to be
you're having a dickectomy. I mean, a dick, add a dick to me.
So
go ahead.
I'm prepared to be corrected here. But a metoideoplasty is what I understand is where you have an enlargement and elongation of the clitoris. And a phalloplasty is a creation of a phallus itself.
Right.
So typically they'll take a skin graft from your forearm and they will use that to construct a phallo.
Oh, okay. So
that actually sounds right. So Ben can pick us up if we're wrong. But
so Ben said also there is an option to get a full sensory phalloplasty, which would be amazing. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Metoideo just releases. Yeah, it releases the clitoris from the hood.
Yes,
so yeah,
somebody got it right.
Yeah. Phoebe is right.
But yes.
So what do you do by doing that though? Does that allow more growth?
Here's the thing. The clitoris
by releasing it.
But I'm prepared to be wrong again. But my understanding is that the clitoris is an undeveloped penis.
Yeah, it really is.
So basically, what you're doing by releasing it is you're just saying, "Well, okay, turn into a penis."
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. That they would use the clitoris to be the head of the penis.
Ta-da!
So what results did they have with that though, Ben? Do you know?
My understanding is a very small size.
Yeah.
If memory serves, the average length ends up being 2 inches.
I was gonna say, don't give us centimeters. I will smack you.
2 inches / 5.08 centimeters.
Yeah, roughly 5 centimeters. Yeah, I knew it was roughly 5 centimeters, so I translated that to inches because Americans.
Now, see,
508 millimeters.
This is exactly what I've said, that we could easily get the U.S. to go metric, because what guy wouldn't rather say he's 15 instead of 8?
Right, I know. That's what I keep saying.
That would get every guy in America to go metric right there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
How big are you? I'm 15 centimeters.
When I was in Thailand, every European always sounded like they had greater depth than every American, because every American said, "Oh, I've got 7.5 inches of depth." Well, actually, I've got 18 centimeters of depth. So there you go.
So Harmonica Man was asking, do they mess around with the prostate? So
My
I guess
prostate is still 100% intact and has not been touched.
There you go. There's your answer for that. Mac, do you think someday we as a society will no longer assign gender at birth, therefore making the idea of transitioning a historical artifact?
No.
I would love that.
Society would love decide that you are in box A or you are in box B, because that is something that we've been doing forever, and you're not going to get society to change that.
Fun fact for people in the chat that do not know this. Ben, I know you do, so just be quiet for a second. You don't count right now. No, I'm not kidding. Fun fact is, when a baby is forming in the womb, the hormones are formed differently from the physical gender of the baby. So that's probably has a good deal to do with why the fuck some of us don't feel like we're supposed to feel.
So my answer to Mac's question would be that I think that society could, in theory,
5 inches.
get past assigned gender at birth, but is unlikely to for millennia. And even if we do, the idea of transitioning will still not be a historical artifact unless we have some way to unless we're basically just uploading minds to some sort of net, because people will still have physical dysphoria.
I don't think we would ever get past the assigned gender at birth. I think best would be that the language might evolve so that we have different terms between the physical gender and the actual psychological gender, for lack of a better term.
Because
because right now it's AFAB and AMAB, assigned male at birth or assigned female at birth.
Or
that does not mean you identify with that, right?
Or assigned indeterminate at birth.
Right. Yep. Right. Well, there's also people that are assigned with both, so both set of genitalia. So,
but yes, the analogy that I like is the desert island analogy. On a desert island, would a trans person still want to transition and still experience dysphoria? My answer is yes. There you go. Of course,
it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah. So
I have lived in many different places. I've had different jobs. It doesn't matter where I was. I've had 67 fucking jobs. It does not matter where I was. I still felt like I was trying to fucking act like something I wasn't.
I think the thing is that even if humans can completely divorce themselves from the concept of gender, we will still experience physical dysphoria, and so there will still be a need for some sort of sex change, for lack of a better term.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to go, because you said sex change. So,
anybody notice my new camera angle?
Yeah. Does anyone notice my new lighting angle?
One was too high, one was too low, so I took a bungee cord and wrapped it around my TV and attached my camera right there in the middle of my screen. So now I'm actually like looking at you guys, instead of like.
But yeah, getting back to the original question from Harmonica Man about lengths of time. Well, as a trans woman, I was told that full recovery was a year, 12 months was full recovery.
Right.
But that's just you won't have any complications after a year kind of thing.
Well, it can take around 2 years for nerves to regrow.
But here's the thing. I had my lower SRS in Thailand in November 2015. It is now September 2021, and I will still occasionally get nerve regeneration and nerve reconnections.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it just depends. I'm just saying average. Like, I cut my finger with a knife, and they said, oh, your feeling will come back in about 2 years. I don't have any feeling on this side of the tip of my pinky.
Yeah.
Like, I smash it, I burn it, I cut it. I can't feel it. I can feel pressure and nothing else. Now, around where...
missing in my leg. Got no feeling at all in a large chunk of my left thigh.
See, that's interesting, too, and I'll tell you why. So when they cut me front to back for my kidney surgery, I was numb down my leg and up and then over, and it went around. So it was kind of T-shaped. But if you ignored the back half and just paid attention to the front piece of where it went down my leg, I took a pen and drew it one time to show my ex, who I was with at the time, where my numbness was. And it looks like Florida. It looked like Florida. So now I have all the feeling back in my leg. I mean, I still feel like I still feel like there's some nerves that aren't. I still feel like there's still some nerves that aren't connected because I don't have as much feeling in my left leg as I do my right. Like my right leg is still more sensitive technically, but that was 16 years ago, and it took a good 7 to 8 years for enough nerves to grow back where I started feeling my leg pretty well again. So, I mean, it just depends, just depends. Also, did you guys hear, while we're talking about surgeries and nerves, I know I brought this up before, but has anybody heard about that carbon fiber mixture they use to heal the spinal cord of a rat?
No.
And this matters. This matters because it matters for trans people too. Because one of the problems with surgery is loss of feeling, right? The nerves don't reconnect right. So what they did with this rat, and I know this is going to sound horrible, but they had to do it on something, right? They took a scalpel and they cut in between in the spinal cord, and they cut the actual spinal cord. And then they glued it together with this special kind of carbon fiber glue. In 2 weeks, that rat went from laying on its back, it couldn't move, and just twitching in weird places, right? They bottle fed it the whole time, bottle watered it and everything, right? And then it started like getting up a little bit, and its feet were like this, and it was having trouble. Because what happens is when you try to reconnect someone's spinal cord, one of the problems we have with it is the nerves don't just line right back up. So basically these nerves kind of went like this and got attached to other nerves. So the rat had to figure out which one was his leg, which one was his right foot, left foot, which one was his right foot, which one was his ear, which, or whatever, well, not his ear because it's above his head, but his neck, but you know what I mean? Like he had to figure that back out. But in 2 weeks' time, that rat was back to normal, walking around, and had one of its little claw paw things was a little curled in at 2 fucking weeks. 2 fucking. Do you know how many lives we can save with that? Do you know how rich that guy's going to be?
Not very, because it's probably not patentable.
Well, he's getting in stages. He's going to start fucking using it on people soon. It's already done the rat.
But yeah.
And actually, Mac, if you want more information on that, anybody that is in contact with my brother, he actually told me about it. The guy that did it, his name is James Tour, like taking a vacation tour. James
like
Tour.
I've just done.
Right. James Tour. And he creates companies and starts working on stuff like this, and then someone buys him out. He has sold 5 companies worth millions and billions of dollars over the last 5 years. Because he's advancing with everything so quickly. He makes his own carbon fiber because it's too expensive to buy. So in his like factory warehouse place, he actually makes the carbon fiber himself. So he came up with a way to do that. And then he came up with that. And there's some kind of special adhesion glue stuff they put in with it. And it just reconnects the fucking nerves. We are carbon based. It makes absolute sense. So pretty soon when people get like their spinal cord severed because of an accident, those fuckers are going to be walking again. It's not going to be like it is now.
Yeah. I've just seen in the comments, Big Zebra's late to the party.
Phoebe is always sitting in the sauna out back behind her place. There's another building. She has to walk through the yard to get to it.
I do.
And
it's why you will see me on streams as Phoebe J Sauna Lady, or the Sauna Lady, or the Sweaty No Clothes Lady, etc.
Aw, thank you, Shan. Thank you. Oh yeah, Shan, you haven't been around. So I did my first shot of tea on Tuesday. I'm doing my next one this Tuesday. It's only costing me like $25. I have enough for like 3.5 months. So I have for $25. I have 3.5 months worth of tea. I found a really good pharmacy right down the road. They were helpful. They talked about everything with me. When I did my shot, I don't know if I told you guys this. When I did my shot, I was kind of like, you hesitate. I've never poked myself before, right? So I have my leg in my hand, and I'm like, whew. And then I went, fuck it. I just stuck it in there like hard. And my leg was sore for a good, 4 days. Hi, Ox. Thank you, Shan. I really appreciate that. So anyway, I'm going to, on Tuesday when my shots due, I'm taking it into work with me. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have the medical assistant I work with show me how to do it correct. Because people have said when she does a shot that they're like, I didn't even feel that. So I want her to show me how she did it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all you guys. Go ahead, Phoebe.
I have the most trans-airport story going. So when flying out of the UK or flying anywhere, you have to declare your medication as you go through.
Oh, wrong one. It jumped. Go ahead.
So,
no.
So, my gel hormone comes in a sodding great tub. Well, not a tub, it's pump bottle. And the cardboard box that it comes in is even bigger with the stuff on the outside.
Mhm.
So I'm going through as normal. So you have to put it all in the separate bag because it's a liquid. This guy pulls me over because he needs to test it and stuff. And he starts male gendering me. This guy thought it was testo gel.
He
thought my
tried.
estrogel was a pump bottle of testo gel and thought I was transitioning to be a bloke.
He tried, though. He tried.
You're like, no, been there, done that, not doing it again.
Yeah, and then he read it. It's like, oh shit, sorry.
Too funny.
So, B, when you're injecting the tea, is that black tea or green tea or some kind of herbal mix?
No, it's clear tea.
No, it's white tea because B is from what I can tell, a white person, so therefore it must be white tea.
It must be Italian tea then. Italian Irish tea.
By the way,
I have a question for the other panelists. Does anybody oppose me eating my dinner on stream?
No.
I don't give a shit. I just ate at the beginning of it. I was like picking my teeth for the first 5 minutes we streamed.
You see, if I ask this and then I bring food in, nobody can then complain.
Thank you, Ox.
Did you see a question we had from Holy Spackle earlier, by the way?
Hold on.
Chai.
Ben, I'll have you know, chai tea is my favorite fucking... That's my shit. I
Chai
love chai tea. Aww, what the hell, Shan? You're embarrassing me. How you doing, baby? You want to come see me? You take trips, drive on out here and see me. What did I miss that Holy Spackle said? Shit. Where's that at?
Bit further up.
You're dating
so I'll ask a commonly really awkward question.
Oh, so
yeah.
I'll ask a common really awkward question. You're dating someone. Are you obligated to let them know you are trans or not obligated? There's been a lot of talk about that. Let me say my point of view, and then we'll go around the horn and we'll let everybody get their word in. My point of view on this is I think that, okay, first of all, are you talking about someone who's fully transitioned, like surgery? I think that if you're fully transitioned, let's say you present male and you have no boobs and you have a penis, it could be a discussion for later when you start having sex. Because at that point, you are fully physically a man. I think if you're a woman and you've had full surgery and everything works whatever like it's supposed to, then I don't see any reason why you would have to tell them. Now, I presenting as a male, as long as I still have a vagina, I'm going to tell people. Because the bottom line is, everybody has expectations. We all have expectations in our life. We all look at people and assume things. I don't want anybody to be shocked by the fact that I present male and I do not have a real penis. So I think it's up to the person, but I myself, I would tell somebody. I would not, like, as I'm talking to people in this world, the first thing I tell them is that I'm trans, that I'm FTM trans. So I think it's fair. You might bump into somebody and tell them that and they say, me too. And then it might just be fine. And if they don't appreciate who you are as a person, then you're not going to be able to hide it from them. Even if you're fully transitioned, there are signs, there are scars, there is medical records. You get into a long-term relationship with somebody and that your health declines, they're going to have to know that you were born female or male. It's just a matter of I just don't think we should hide it.
I think it's probably like it's entirely personal choice. It's probably like good courtesy if you're going to do sexual things and are not fully transitioned to be like, hey, this is a thing. Though for me personally, simply because of my own personal stuff, I'm never going to tell someone when we start dating, oh, hey, I'm trans. They're going to know I'm pretty openly non-binary.
Right.
And like I'm demi, so I can't date anyone who I'm not already like friends with.
It looks
I've
like
been chastised by
Jenny
Ben
is
already.
still. I believe Jenny is still at $750. I think Purple knows how to check that. Purple, can you check that for us?
No, because it's her PayPal, she's the only one who can check it.
Oh, okay. Well,
if it was a GoFundMe, I could check it, but not with PayPal.
On her Ko-fi, she still has the same amount of pledges that were cups of coffee that were received. That was last night. She had last night, and it was $750 last night. Aw, thank you, Shan. Shan said the other panelists are stunning as well.
I have food with me.
Yeah, but as far as the question, I do feel that's something that, I would have to tell someone before it gets to the point of us having sex. Anything short of that, I don't really think it needs to be disclosed.
Now, I have a very unique situation.
I agree.
I have a very unique situation, I do. Because my fiance and I, it still feels strange to me calling her my fiance, but that is the technical term, met at the same place in Thailand for exactly the same reasons that I mentioned earlier.
Well, I guess that disclosed immediately.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, I love you too, dude.
But although I would also say that, I can't really conceive that there would be a situation where I would have been dating anyone for even more than a few weeks without it having come up. Just because I'm open about everything.
But here's the thing. For me, disclosing that I'm trans is not one of the biggest, scariest things in my past. Being a former ethno-nationalist is one of the bigger, scarier things in my past, and that's much more difficult to disclose to people.
Zebra said, question for Phoebe. Is that a goddamn hedgehog hiding underneath that salad? They want to know what the hell you're eating. It's a big conversation. So Leah asked about hormone therapy.
So, for those of you interested in my dinner...
Chicken, carrots, taters...
cauliflower,
some kind of greens. Hey,
so there's kale.
My chair, dude.
So I have kale, cauliflower, sweet potato, chicken, and... No, that's not sweet potato, that's squash. And I have potatoes here.
There you go. Now we all know. We can move on from that. Hi, Blue.
Get back to eating it.
Okay, so Leah asked an important question. Let me find it again. Okay, so Leah, yes, with hormone therapy, specifically estrogen therapy in women, can increase your risk of breast cancer. It can do it. The doctor should tell everybody that. My doctors do. We actually, she didn't have to go over that with me because I'm going on to testosterone and not estrogen. But we have had cases of women doing postmenopausal hormone therapy and they end up with breast cancer because they were at risk of it already. Now, that does not mean that everybody that takes hormones for the rest of their lives is going to end up with like breast cancer or something. That's not how it works. It's not a typical thing. If you are prone to it, you should discuss it with your doctor. You should get tested every 6 months, get a mammogram breast screening every 6 months. I believe it's 6 months, and keep up with it. Watch yourself, take care of yourself. Yeah. And like I said, that does not mean that you're going to get breast cancer, but it does put you at a higher risk. Yes.
Yeah. And Ben did pass comment that it's more complicated than can really be addressed on a screen, and like Ben could be here talking all day about it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just giving you roughly the generalization that I know.
Yeah, my doctor did stress that was one of the possible side effects, if you will, of going on the estradiol. And a fair discussion about, is there a family history of this and such.
Yeah, because everybody needs to know something. There's a myth out there. Not just women get breast cancer. Men can get breast cancer too. Yes. It does not matter whether you have mammary glands or if you just have fatty tissue back in there. You can still get breast cancer when taking Yes.
PSA
No.
time.
I know that, Ben. I'm saying if you're at risk of it and you're on hormone therapy, that I think they have them checked every 6 months. When I believe definitely if you've ever had any kind of a scare or if they found something in there ever and done a biopsy, I'm supposed to do mine every 6 months, but mine are just fibrous water cysts. So I don't even bother anymore. They're extremely dense. I don't care. I'm getting them cut off. Also, Sandy said, yeah, see, thank you, Donna. Donna said, I lost a male friend to breast cancer. Everyone can get it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I think what I'm hearing here, B, just to jump in here,
go ahead.
that when I had this conversation in the UK, I had none of that said to me in the UK. And I do not know that that is a common thing in the UK. It may have changed since I started, but that's not a common thing to be told when you're starting hormone therapy on estrogen-based hormones in the UK. They just tell you your risk of blood clots, and they just tell you to keep taking it, and they just tell you that you may go through some second puberty things, so you may get hot flushes, you may get development, but as far as I'm aware, it is not a routine thing said in the UK.
Well, the hormones aside, there has been increasing criticism over the last few years that Americans are kind of obsessed with mammograms and that, you know, they're being done far more often than necessary, and even that the majority of the time they don't really help. That they don't necessarily help with early detection, and with the rate of false positives they give, they panic a lot of women needlessly.
I want to show this to Donna and Shan and Blue because they haven't seen it yet, but this is me with a filter beard on. I can't wait to get facial hair. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with it. I can't even fucking stand it. Like this, I did this morning, about 30 minutes before I came on here.
See,
I look so much better with the fucking beard.
Here's the thing. To me, I just go, why would you want to do that?
Yeah, see, well, that's why I don't know why anybody would want to cut their dick off. I don't get it. So,
hey, I did not cut my dick off. I had it repurposed and refashioned into fabulous working genitalia.
Well, good. See, that works then.
Yes. Mine is staying where it is.
Yeah, right. My OBGYN is adamantly opposed to me having HRT like the pellets. He says even testosterone is dangerous. Aw, thanks, Donna. Aw, thanks, Blue. You guys are going to get me all... I'm not even going to walk through the fucking door of my own house. Stop it.
Babe,
oh, yeah, Shan? I
told
you can come see me, baby. I tear it up.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of people here in the side chat that I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had to cross-reference there because, yeah, when you started referring to Donna rather than using the screen name, I had to figure out from the question.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
about.
Yeah, so Ozark Oracle, her real name is Donna. Shan, I met Shan through Revtos TV and Susie, and met Donna and Blue and everybody. I think Blue had brought me over to Shan's or something one time. And Blue is, we just call Blue. And well, yeah, no, they're really good people.
Leah, my reference for Leah is the Leah podcast, so it's usually not a witness under the name Leah.
Oh no, that's Leah Sampson. Somebody totally different. So yeah, but no, they're a good group of people, and I used to hang out with them all the time.
Yeah,
when I was working nights.
What names go with who here?
So thank you, student Dr. Ben. I was going to ask because I do not know. Sandy, you can use family history and you can test for BRCA1 and A2, which is also what I'm assuming is breast cancer, A1, A2 mutation.
So it's a specific gene. Angelina Jolie made it very high profile when she had a mastectomy done.
Blue wants me to say, you're my boy Blue. Or I'm the boy Blue. I don't know how she meant it. I'm very literal. You got to tell me exactly what you want me to say.
Literal people are the best.
Quotation marks make things easier.
Yes, you did. Yes, Leah, you met me through Sandy and Ox. That's right. Thank you. It's hard for me. I've just met so many people on YouTube. I don't even fucking know anymore. Anyway, so what we're doing here for Shan and Donna and anybody that came in late, we are taking any and all questions. I know you guys would all be respectful, so I don't have to say that. Any questions you have about LGBTQIAA++, whatever, I don't freaking know all those letters, the alphabet mafia, trans people, whatever. We got a little mix in here on the panel, so you guys are welcome to throw any questions out there you have.
Let's introduce ourselves again.
Okay, yeah, let's do that actually. So everybody, I guess you guys know me, so I'm not going to introduce myself. Over here is Sam Chaos. Sam, go ahead. Describe your gender stuff and who you are.
Okay, so there's a bunch of micro labels that can apply, but as far as most people need be concerned, I am queer, I'm non-binary, I'm polyamorous, I am both. I'm on the asexual spectrum and completely aromantic, which is fun. I'm pretty sure at this point the only letter of the alphabet mafia I don't qualify for at all is I, and I'm not even certain about that.
Ben is absolutely Sam is absolutely 100% fluid, is what they're saying.
Yeah, it's interesting. My gender is somewhat fluid, usually more on the feminine side, but I use they them pronouns. And when I hang around here, I'm usually the token pagan. I'm kind of around on YouTube discussing various things. I'm neurodivergent, autism, and then a handful of other things that I don't have formal diagnoses for. But I generally a mess, but more than happy to try and help.
Nah, you're not a mess. Normal is boring.
Normal is boring. Fuck normal.
Is in fact
fuck
boring.
Abby normal.
Norman Norm in the UK.
Thank you, Blue, for that. Okay, so Purple, why don't you tell everybody where you're at in your life?
I started on the HRT in June, so I'm 57 now, and my only regret is that I wasn't able to start it when I was like in my 20s or even earlier. But this kind of thing just wasn't a thing when I was younger. When I was growing up, they were arguing about the idea that homosexuals were taking the word gay and turning it into something nasty.
Yes. And Purple is M to F, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
And goes by she, her.
Yeah. And if I make references to my fiance, she actually died 7 years ago, but was the only person who actually was supportive of this until now. So, it's I actually had started trying the transition about 8 years ago, and then she died. So then everything got put on hold again. So,
yeah.
And so far I've only told about half my family and the way my family is. I told them a month ago, but I did that because I figured it would take them until Christmas to figure out how they were going to react to it. That it's just going to be a series of passive aggressive things happening over the next several months and years.
Phoebe, when you're done chewing there, I'm going to ask you to talk about yourself. So finish that bite, Sunshine.
Well, hello.
Yes. Real quick.
Talk about myself.
Real quick. Purple. Greg Hartwig said, now you got plenty more people behind you. Thank you, Greg.
That is so true.
Well, and that's the only reason I can do it now is really because of this online community, the people I've met here.
All of you guys have encouraged me. Everybody on this panel has encouraged me.
Yeah,
All I
Sloth
will
Girl
say-
is the only person I have in the real world that's helping me. And Sloth Girl's my companion. We can't live together, but we made sure we got apartments in the same building so we can check on each other every day.
Here's the thing,
And then
Lee.
it's good to have that backup. I'm so glad that both of you are there for each other, Purple. Really, I think that's amazing. Go ahead, Phoebe. Talk about yourself now.
So I run a show where I've had 2 of the 3 panelists on this show. It's called Transition Stories, where I interview non-cisgendered people about gender, transition, and what it means for them. I've had agender people, I've had binary trans women on, I've had binary trans men on. You name it, if you're not cisgendered, you're welcome on my show. I interviewed B, and a good friend of mine turned around to me and said, if I was 10 years younger, I would be doing exactly what B is. Because that story of B's is just so relatable.
Aw, I'm so glad. How old are they?
I think they are mid-60s.
I mean, they could, but you know,
But
obviously, the younger you are when you start, the better the outcome will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a binary trans woman. Very, very binary trans woman. And I'm wildly in love with another very, very binary trans woman. So if I refer to my fiance, there's no questions that I can answer about, well, how did you two come out? How did you come out? I can't answer that because of where we met. We met in the same hotel, seeing the same surgeon for the same lower surgery at almost the same time. I think we're about a week
It was
apart.
meant to be, literally.
I think we're about a week apart. So I've got mid-November 2015 Thai upgraded genitalia, and I think my partner is late November. So, and I have a strange relationship with being openly trans on the internet and being openly trans in the real world. Some people in my real life know that I'm openly trans. Like the football team I play for, they had to know because there was delays in me being able to play for them because I had to be cleared by the regulator and the governing body. But nobody at where I work knows. Nobody at all knows where I work. But the internet is the place where I can feel that I'm doing the most beneficial things that I can. I transitioned for the second time in 2000 and... I think it was 2010 or was it 2009? Anyway, it was a very long time ago that I did my second transition. So I just left university, and 2009 it was. And I'm one of those people that did a transition as a teenager, and then detransitioned, and then retransitioned. So I can answer questions about that. But
that was one of the questions. Was, do you guys know anybody that's reversed it?
And then reversed it again.
And then reversed it again. For Phoebe, at least. Yeah. There's actually a patient at work who is an MTF. And she started transitioning, and then she quit, and now she's back, and she's been transitioned for like 4 or 5 years now. And she's about a year or 2 older than me. Also, I want to thank you for all that, you guys, so everybody can get to know you a little better. I appreciate that. What was it like to come out to family and loved ones? Now, Purple already answered that. So I'm going to say for me, I did a text. I wrote it out to one person and copied it because I have a lot of family to send, and I'm not writing a personal message for every single person because I have ADHD. So I'm going to mute you, Phoebe, because you're noisy with your knife. Anyways, so it's okay. You're fine. So I sent them all a text, and I said, you know, this is what's going on with me. I feel like this is the best time of my life. I can't even imagine doing this at any other time. And, you know, I want to do it now. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. And the first thing my niece asked me was, so are you going to get a penis or, and she's like 32, right? Figured she'd ask me that. She's a total fucking smart ass, and she's crude like a dude is. So I fucking love her. She's a lot like me. So we had a conversation. My brother said, well, okay, finally, My other brother said, well, it's about damn time do you live your true self? You've always been like a guy anyways. My sister said, I will always, and she is the religious one in the family that's like, carries that Bible with her kind of person. And she said, I want you to be happy and I am proud of you and I will support you in anything you do. Just know that when I look at you, I'm always going to see my baby sister because she helped raise me. And I'm totally okay with that. I told her she is allowed that leeway because she was like a second mom to me. So that's my deal. How about you guys?
Mixed bag. My dad was like, okay, cool. If I slip up on pronouns, remind me. My mum's reaction was one of being upset, but she's gotten over it. My grandparents' reaction is, well, fuck if I know if I'm ever invited to a family event again.
Donna said the first time she met me, she thought I was a guy anyways. Yeah. A lot of people have said that. I've had people say she, and then people in the chat go, huh? So yeah, I'm definitely, I'm not girly.
Yeah. So it's really been a mixed bag because like my parents my dad was chill, my mum is now being chill, but my grandparents are all like super religious. Like 2 of my 3 living grandparents used to be missionaries in India. Mm-hmm. Like they conservative Christians by US standards, and they live in the UK. Is how I'll phrase it. So that wasn't fun, but equally, there are certain family members I am looking forward to coming out to, because their reaction will either be great surprise but accepting, or yeah, no shit. What about you, Phoebe?
So earlier this year, my father finally decided that this wasn't a phase, wasn't something that was going to be a flash in the pan. We had a blazing row, almost had a full-on fight, hugged, and now we're okay. Weird. Only took him better part of 17 years to get there, but there you go. My mother and I, we have a good relationship now. But it wasn't always like that. When I came out, my mother referred to me as a murderer. My mother used the exact words, "You have murdered my son." Yeah.
That tracks, unfortunately.
Yeah. B, you can unmute yourself, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, my mother
somebody sent me a
murderer.
video and I was just listening to it because this chick, I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, yes, my blood rushed to my groin. Yes, it did. No, I'm sorry to hear that, Phoebe. That's horrible.
But now I have a okay relationship with my mother. It did take me cutting my mother out of my life for a period and then slowly reintroducing her.
I get it. Donna said she wishes she could hug you.
Oh. Well, if you want to come to the UK, take a COVID test and self-isolate, depending on what part of the world you're in, then you can give me a hug. But
they all 3 of them are in the US.
Yeah, I have
you
to
can
say,
come to see me, but I can't go to see you. That's how daft the system is.
Yep. But then on the way back, you'd have to pay like $1,500 to stay in a government-funded facility for Orange.
US is orange, not red.
Who the hell's got $1,500 to spend?
Wealthy people.
Who's got the half to spend?
Africa.
Who's got half of the half to spend?
When my dad was looking yesterday, because I'm planning to visit Austin in a couple of months if I can, my dad was saying that actually applies for orange zones as well at this point. But I'd have to check him on that.
Not as far as I'm aware. Also, you won't be getting into America. Full stop.
Fair.
You hold a British passport, you ain't getting in. Full stop. Travel ban is still in place. I was trying to get into Austin for November, but no.
I don't
Faithless
know
Forum?
why anybody would come here voluntarily at this point.
Faithless Forum, Phoebe?
Yeah, I can't go.
See, the same reason. So
Can't go.
Yeah.
yeah,
Can't
unless
go.
they change, they change
I reckon
the
1st of December.
Well, and especially that because, Texas, of all places, just not good now.
Because
But back on the question, I would add that for me, coming out to my family really wasn't such a big deal. For me, it was more warning them that by Christmas I'm going to be looking a lot different. And basically leaving them with the option of whether or not they invite me for anything for the holidays. I don't have animosity with my family, but a lot of indifference that pretty much I'm the youngest of 9, and there's really only 2 people in my family I would even care if they cut me off and never talk to me again.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm not like that, but there are a couple people in my family, like my brother Keel, who is just, I don't know, waste of fucking oxygen.
Yeah.
I don't really care if I speak to him ever again, honestly. I disowned him. But the rest of my family, I keep telling people that, like, I'm really lucky, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm thankful. I'm thankful I'm so lucky. I'm so thankful that I had a mother that was so amazing that she raised all of us to love each other unconditionally. Because otherwise I would pretty much be out without siblings right now if she had raised us otherwise. Because even when I came out as lesbian, there was a couple of shocked comments, and there was my sister asking me if I was born that way or if it was something I was taught. And I was like, Wendy, I told Mom when I was 5 that I should have had a dick. Why are you shocked right now?
Yeah.
Well, I said penis, but same diff.
Yeah.
Back in 97, I came out to everyone. I did 15 copies of a letter telling everyone in my family that I was bisexual, polyamorous, and pagan. And to this day, only 2 people have ever acknowledged seeing that letter. Yeah, most of them, whenever the religious thing came up again, still acted surprised, like no one had told them about it. I went from pagan to being atheist, like 6-7 years ago now.
Right.
But, so it's like I didn't even bother to tell people about the religion anymore because it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I had to tell them about transitioning is it's something that's going to be physically obvious next time I show up.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Maynard. We need more people out there like you, and I know how you are about that. So if anybody doesn't know, that's Maynard. Really good dude, funny as hell, good guy. So let's go on to the next question. That is a good question. When did you all know, or did you always know? Let's start with Purple this time.
Well, like I say, when I was growing up, it's not something anybody talked about. The idea of transitioning or that just didn't really exist. But, in retrospect, going back, yeah, there were things early in my childhood that it was always there. When I was like 7 or 8 years old, my sisters would sometimes dress me up in their clothes. And, I never realized why people were laughing about it. I felt good about it.
That's funny because I was always avoiding my sister's clothes and going and digging through my brother's "it's too small for me" pile. Yep. What about you, Sam?
It depends what you mean by no. I kind of knew from the age of kind of 10, 11, but I didn't have words for it until I was about 16. So yeah,
Okay.
From when I started going through puberty, I knew it was a bit of a this is not right.
Fair enough. You rock, sir. You rock. All right, Phoebe. What say you?
When did I first know, or was it always part of me? Well, there's a part of me that, when I was younger, I didn't really understand anything about me. But only when I look back on it, and I have to make sure that I'm not inserting memories that aren't real memories, do I go, well, okay, there were great big flashing signs everywhere. But there was a period where I did detransition. And I tried really hard. I mean, joined the military, went to South Africa, other parts of Africa to tour it, spent time with Afrikaners, and, you know, did real things that would be testosterone-fueled madness. And it was the most hell I've ever had in my entire life. So whether I knew it or not, it's always been something that's been part of me. Whether I could tap into it and go, well, that's that and that's that. But I knew when I retransitioned that it was retransition or death. That was it. Because I'd said to myself, if I haven't done this by the time I'm 30, I will just end myself. Because that's the kind of levels of hate and that you have, and the dysphoria within me was so great. And I had another milestone that I was going to have SRS before I was 30 as well, and I achieved both of those things. So, getting back to the original question, when did I know? Well, I was certain when I was about 18. 100% certain when I was 18. When did I act on it? When I was 20. When did I first act on it? When I was about 14.
There you go. Oh, it's my turn. Never mind.
You. Yeah, you.
Okay, I'll go.
One
okay,
above me.
so
Who?
like I said, when I was 5, I walked in and told my mother I was mad. She said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I should have a penis." From the time I was old enough to be cognitive of what clothes I was wearing, every time my mother put girl clothes on me, I would scream and cry. And she told me this when I was like 14. She's like, you've always been a tomboy. And I was like, yeah, Ma, I know. She's like, well, I used to put clothes on when you were little and you'd scream and cry because they were dresses and skirts. And I said, yeah, I remember getting upset and crying about that. I'd stand by my closet and cry for like 5 or 10 minutes before school because she'd make me wear a fucking skirt, And every time she put, even when I was 2, if she put like jeans and a t-shirt on me, I would stop crying. One of my brother's old boots and the beat up old shirts with the holes in it. And, the old pair of jeans. When I was 16, I was sitting in a bathroom at high school taking a shit and heard these 2 girls talking trash about some other girl. And one of them said, she's a bitch. And the other one said, she's a lesbian. And the girl goes, what's a lesbian? She said, it's women who sleep with women, who have sex with women. And the girl was like, ooh. They were both like, ooh. They were 15, right? Ooh, that's gross. And I was like, oh, I guess that's what I am. I didn't even know anything about anybody trans until I was 20 years old and walked into a bar.
Ouch.
And saw drag queens and stuff. And I was like, oh, because I moved when my mom died when I was 18, I went in the Army. And then I moved from where I used to be stationed at down to Florida. So now I had this culture shock of the country to this big, fucking huge city in the middle of Florida. And I learned a lot in that 3.5 years. I learned a lot about other people. I learned a lot about myself. I started seeing this chick on the side. I was still in the closet, but her and I were having sex constantly, like whenever we could. And she was 5 years older than me, is 5 years older than me. And I was absolutely crazy about her. And she was my first big crush, like you know, I would marry you kind of crush if you didn't have some guy in your life. She was bi. Yeah, so I think I pretty much knew my whole life. I just didn't know how to label it when I was younger. I didn't know what trans was. I didn't know that. All I knew was I didn't have a penis and I had boobs and I didn't like it. You know, I didn't understand that the term lesbian did not encompass feeling like a guy. I thought that was encompassing. And I thought that until after I came out and started meeting more and more lesbians and finding more butch lesbians. And I had met this one couple and I was talking to her girlfriend because I was freshly out. I was like 3 months out at this point as being a lesbian. And I asked her, I said, well, what's it like with you guys? Like, do you have like sex different or what do you do? Right. Because I was just, I mean, not that I hadn't had sex with a woman before, but I was just curious, you know? And she said, well, you know, she uses a strap on and she screws me, but I'm not allowed to touch her. And I was like, I don't know if I'd like that. I mean, I get the power play of it, right? But I'm like, I don't know if I'd like that or not. Like, I like watching a woman do stuff, you know, it's hot. So I don't understand why she wouldn't like that, you know? And her girlfriend, she was like 52 and her girlfriend was like 26 and smoking fucking hot. And I was like, dude, I would let her do whatever the fuck she wanted. Like, she was a smoking blonde with big boobs and she was fucking beautiful. So anyways, so I just started asking more questions. And then I knew when I was 15, 16 years old that I identified more as a guy. I just thought it was encompassed by lesbian. And then I found out the more people I was around, the more places I went, the more knowledge I gained, more experiences I had. I realized that no, I'm not a lesbian. I'm a straight guy. No, maybe. Trapped in a woman's body is what I am. And
you reminded me of something.
Yes, Donna, I am a boob guy. I would fuck some boobs if I had a penis. Absolutely. Yes.
You've reminded me of something, B.
Yeah.
Growing up, I always got really confused about the girls going through puberty, and I was like, well, why aren't I doing that? I want to do that. I don't want this, I want that.
Right. Well, that's like when I was growing up, I never felt comfortable doing anything with girls. Like, you know, play, oh, they separate the boys and the girls to go play. And, oh, the girls go over here and the boys go over here. And, oh, there's this team and that team. And it's a boy team, girl team. I always wanted to play with the fucking guys. You know, the girls wanted to be on the guys' team, but only because they wanted to have sex with them. I just wanted to be part of that. I wanted to be over with the guys. I hung out with my brothers all the time. Like, as soon as my sister Susan left the house when I was 8, I was attached to my brother's hips. Because one, I didn't have anybody to hang out with. And 2, I wanted to do the boy things. And they would keep saying, you're a girl, you can't do this. You're a girl, you can't do this. Well, it was mostly my brother Keel, not Richard. And then I'd say, fine, I'm going to go ask mom if it's okay if I huff gas. Because that's what they were doing. And then he said, huff the gas, don't tell mom. And I huffed some gas at the age of 12 years old. But anyways, not the point. It was just a funny story to throw in there real quick. Yeah, I've pretty much always known. I just didn't know how to identify it. I didn't know the explanation. I didn't know enough about myself or how I felt to make a determination until I was older.
I have felt for me that everything around my sexuality and my gender has really been just an ongoing process of discovering that, oh, there are other people like this and there are words for it. So it's just been a matter of learning the vocabulary to explain to other people what has always been going on inside my head.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sandy, absolutely. She said, oh, the things I've been told I shouldn't do because I'm female. I can relate. I just did them anyway. Well, that's what, I always felt like a dude. I always had guys' jobs. People were like, oh, have you ever waitressed? And I'm like, no. And they're like, hey, you could become a CNA and then work your way up to nurse. And I'm like, CNA? Yeah, they kind of wash people's asses and nutsacks. I don't really want to do that. Not interested. And I've never been a nurturing kind of person. I am in like a brother, uncle, dad way. But I am not a nurturing, like, mommy nurturer. Like, I used to struggle to be more feminine, so I was a better mom and I was nurturing more because I just didn't want to have kids.
Well,
interested in that.
And I got a lot of things that were like, don't let anybody see you do that. That's girly. And I was always like, so what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Sandy said, I used to joke with a gay friend of mine in the 80s. I must have been a gay man in my last lifetime, and I got stuck with the female model this time.
Oh, well. That's how I felt about my
It
genitalia.
happens.
I had the factory model replaced and upgraded.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Donna does taxidermy. So she said, I do loads of guy stuff. I'm the only female taxidermist that I know. You adore menopause. Well, Sandy, I'll tell you what I did that really helped my dysphoria. Just for anybody that is interested in doing this, if you are transitioning to male and you do not want to continue on with the periods and you are old enough that you can convince your doctor that you are not going to have children, that you are transitioning, then you can get an endometrial ablation and you will no longer have a period. And you won't be putting hormones in your body to stop your period. I did it. I paid like $2,250 or something like that out of pocket. They let me pay over like 6 months. It was the best fucking money I spent. And I swear to God, I've saved that money on goddamn underwear and fucking tampons. And I don't have to walk around worrying about it and feeling awkward because I'm a guy with a period. So I don't miss it a bit. Hey, Rex. Aw,
Anyway,
Esther's in
panelists,
here.
Wonderful panelists.
Yes, wonderful panelists.
It has been wonderful on this stream, but I have to step off.
Fine. Just leave me and Sam and Purple here all by ourselves.
Well, you know, if anyone in your chat wants to come on my show, come on my show. There's always a space for people.
Yes, Sandy. Yes. What's that?
I said you're gonna get purple on at some point.
That's down to purple.
Yeah, at some point.
Oh yeah,
you.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah,
That's down to
absolutely.
purple. So
Absolutely. Hi,
yeah.
Rest.
As they say, we're in negotiations.
I keep hearing it in two different ways. Is there an H in your name or not? It's driving me nuts. I'm just going to ask. Tell me if there's an H in your. Spell your name out for me so I can start saying it correctly. Because I keep saying it both ways because I don't know which one it is. Thank you, Rex, for coming by.
Well, it depends on your accent, whether it's humanist or humanist.
Oh my God, wrong comment. Hold on, let me go back up here. Sandy said, in my case, that period shit stopped altogether the year I was released from prison. It was a lovely coming home present by Ma.
Well, on that note, I'm going to watch men in tight-fitting fire suits drive around a very fast track, and then at the end take off their helmets and, you know, look at those, you know, chiseled jaws of those lovely men in tight-fitting fire suits.
I'm sorry. What? You're boring me. What?
Well, you know, it's motorsport, and I like men in tight-fitting fire suits.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. Well, go enjoy, Phoebe. Love you.
I will.
Thanks for coming by, sweetheart. Bye.
Take care, Phoebe.
Yeah, I actually always was the more mothering, nurturing type, and
I was right. They told me wrong, and I was right.
Oh,
There is an H in it. Thank you. Very happy about myself. Sorry, carry on, Purple.
yeah. I spent half of my adult life raising other men's children. And for 12 years, I was a stay-at-home mom. I did my work schedule around when they were coming home from school.
Yeah. Did I say hi to Catnip earlier? I don't remember.
I
think
didn't
I
even
started
see Catnip
to, and
come in.
Yeah, she came in and she's been lurking and doing stuff, but she's out there somewhere. And I don't remember if I said hi. So hi, Rex and Esther and Greg and Clint. And
yeah, I know I missed a
that came
bunch
in.
of people because I came in late, so I wasn't sure who was already here.
I love that I was right, Esther. I love it. I told her to come visit sometime. And I said, you know, hey, don't let me know if you want to try the flip side on that. And then she said, what did she say? Something like, I don't know, I've never tried it, but I wouldn't turn it down or something like that, or I wouldn't knock it. And now here I am transitioning. So, yeah. See, now you wouldn't even have to try something new, Esther. Except my strap-on stays hard longer than a guy. That I don't know if that's an issue for you or not. Anyways, yeah. So for the people that just came in, we're gonna be here for another 30 minutes. At the end of the 30 minutes, yeah, thank you, Esther. I'll explain that in a minute. And the end of the 30 minutes, we're all going to run over to Purple's stream. Purple's going to start streaming the same fundraiser stream. The link to the fundraiser for Jenny's car. We're trying to get as much money as we can by the end of the day. She's got a really good deal to get a older BMW that matches the one that she had where the motor blew up in it. And for the price of that, less than the price of that BMW motor, she's going to get a whole nother car. But she needs $3,000, hopefully by tonight/tomorrow morning. So if you guys cannot donate, that is absolutely okay. Please get the link up above that's pinned and spread it out everywhere and see if we can get some more money together for her. We're only at like $750 to $800 right now. And we have a lot farther to go to try to get her a vehicle. She lives in a remote area. There is no public transit. And she has to drive 30 miles each direction for doctor, pharmacy, cardiac, physical therapy that she's doing. And she's really trying to get herself in better shape, and she's trying to fix some health problems, and she has to have transportation to do that. So she actually was on here earlier and had to leave because a friend of hers, it was convenient for her friend to take her to the grocery store and the pharmacy at that time. So she'll be back later, and we'll get her up on the Purple stream, I believe. So yeah, everybody, please, if you can't donate, that's fine. I'm not asking anybody to give. I'm broke. I can't give anything either. It's totally okay. Just shill it out, send it out to everybody, put it on all your social media, and see if we can get her some cash together pretty quick. So it was one of those things that came up last Saturday night. So we streamed yesterday for it, and we're streaming again today for it. So Purple, whenever you want, you can, towards the end there, here in a few minutes, you can throw that link in the chat for yours. And so people can find you where we're going to, please. That would be great.
Yeah, I did just drop the link for the YouTube.
Thank you.
For my channel.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Perfect. And so anybody that's not sub to Purple or to Sam does a lot of intelligent, forward-thinking advocacy, laughing at people that don't know what the hell they're talking about stuff. Purple does Purple does a lot of like open hangout, and we'll sit and talk to people for hours because Purple's a sweetheart and is always in here trying to help everybody for these fundraisers. So, and so I want to thank both of you, Sam, for coming on, and Purple for continuing the fundraiser after I'm done here. And maybe I'll start it back up again tonight if you get sick of streaming. I don't know. We're just going to take it as it goes.
Well, I'm only going to be able to do about 2 hours because I've got an appointment at 4 this afternoon.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. To give some context on my channel, because I'll be honest, I just show up on other people's shit more than my own channel.
Right.
It's primarily just me and then an atheist friend and a Christian friend sat around discussing a topic for a bit. And we don't necessarily have expertise. It's just a bit of fun.
Right.
Yeah, and I generally don't get to catch yours live, but I always wind up watching them later at night.
But I feel like it's probably a really awkward time for me to uploading them.
Well, it's always a matter for me that, you know, the Brits tend to do everything 6 hours early. So it's like most of the stuff that's going on over there, you know, that you're doing in the evenings is while I'm still working.
Yeah, because like I purposefully do it later so that hopefully some people can catch it at least. Because it's like 11 p.m. midnight my time, depending.
Hey, Ox, grab that link I just put on there. That's for, instead of Purple's channel, that's for Purple's stream. Can you grab that and put that through Twitch for me, please? So Caretaker and whoever else is over there, Marie or whoever, can get that. Yes, Donna, those are important conversations to have for sure. See, and that's why we were all talking about it. And we all decided that we're not offended by questions. So I decided to start a new thing here. And I think we might do this a couple times a month and let straight people come and ask questions, because the bottom line is, if it's like always being a girl and not really being around boys, and then you don't know anything about them. It's the same thing. And I get that. And I want to raise awareness, and I wanted to normalize people just being themselves, really, not just trans people, just everybody. Be your fucking self. So I want to continue to do things like this. I'm going to try to get different trans people on. So I kind of rotate out the panel. I might have one or two that come by every time. Like Sam and Purple, because they're great. But
I'll be around when I can.
Yeah, I know you will, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on here, and I have to run to the little truck driver's room. So you guys carry on. I'll be right back.
Good.
Sorry,
Hey, what was that? Sorry, Pup?
Oh, I've just had to be monitoring things in another window here, so I have to keep popping back and forth.
That makes sense. Yeah. These sort of streams are always nice because it's like, I'm never sure what questions people actually have.
No, this is good. You know, I'm new to it, so actually some of these questions are things that I haven't had answered yet myself. Like I said, I've only been, doing this for 3 months now.
I've been around a lot of queer groups longer than I've been out. So quite often I can answer based off like, oh, I know a bunch of other people who have had this experience.
Well, I've always been in queer groups since the 80s, but while I've known a couple of transgender people, most of them really didn't want to talk much about it. They just, wanted to be accepted the way they were after they had completed it, and they didn't really want to get into the history of how they got there.
Yeah, I think I came across a lot of people who I was lucky enough that they were willing to talk about it and answer my dumb questions.
Well, I can understand for people, especially, if they had a lot of dysphoria in that, I can understand why they might not want to talk about the before time, but if we want to promote this as being normal, the information has to be more out there.
I was gonna say, and also I'm more than happy to talk about shit because it's not as painful for me as I know it is for others. Especially when we have a tendency to hear the same things. But equally, people are going to need to hear the same things because it's different people asking. And also, I saw a question in the chat that Donna threw there about which pagan path I follow. Primarily Hellenic, so like ancient Greek, but I throw a bit of Norse in there, bit of Celtic. I've started dipping my toe in Egyptian, but my home base is Greek stuff, and then I'm a bit eclectic.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm atheist now, but if I'm pushed for it that I have to go back to something, I'll tend to fall back on the Norse, mostly just because that's my mom's Scandinavian heritage.
Right. Thank you, Ox, for putting that up. Phoebe is on a lot of other places too. You'll find her wandering around with, oh God, I don't know, everybody. Neil's after party streams. Sam's doing something sometimes. She hangs out a lot with student Dr. Ben and myself. Ox, if you want to put Ben's up there too, I appreciate that. So yeah, but she also does the transition stories. for people that have transitioned one way or the other. And she even does, I believe she spreads it out into the LGBTQ community, right? Purple?
Yeah, I don't know as much about the stuff she goes and.
Okay.
Apart from your stuff and Neil's, I don't really run into her a whole lot.
Yeah.
We're just kind of in different circles.
Do not. Okay, so here's the key for all you people out there. And by the way, we misgender ourselves sometimes because for us, we have habits too. We call ourselves stuff too.
Well,
with everybody in the world, I don't do it, but I'm talking to my cats for some reason because I've said the same thing to them for 2 years now. You know, oh, hey, I'm home. Yes, Daddy missed you too. And I go, yes, Daddy missed you too, you know, and pet the cat. So no, it happens. The key to not offending someone who is trans is to own up that you made a mistake. Just say it. Say, you know, I apologize. I had a lady do this to me at work. She said, ma'am. And I said something to her and she looked at me again. And then she said, I'm sorry. Did I just misgender you? And I said, it's okay. I'm kind of flexible. She goes, no, I want to say it right. Which do you identify as? And I said, I identify as he. And she said, okay, well, thank you for telling me. I apologize. I said, no, that's fine. I'm not offended at all. I appreciate the fact that you recognized it and you made an effort. So that's the key is if you do it, and that's with anything in life, you fuck up, just admit it.
Yeah.
Your life will be so much easier. It'll be so much less drawn up drama. People will respect you more. You know, people think that they're going to lose respect from someone else because they're wrong about something. I'll be the first motherfucker to tell you I'm wrong. I don't give a shit. I am human. I make mistakes. I know who I am. So you guys, people that do that, just get over yourselves. Just apologize or just ask. You know, once you start having don't start the conversation like that because that's fucking rude. You know, they didn't say, oh, do you have boobs underneath that shirt? Or are they fake? So, you know, don't do that to them. But if you're in a good conversation with somebody you've met recently or something, you feel comfortable enough that you're BSing about something besides the weather with them, just ask them. Just say, hey, what are your pronouns? You know, and if it's a straight person, they get offended and they're cishet. Oh well, I'm sorry. You know, it's better to ask. So, you know, if you think they're trans, just fucking ask.
Yeah.
I've got a couple things on that. And one of it goes back to the earlier question about did you always know?
Yeah.
And for me, you know, even when I was living as male all the time, from the back, people often took me as being a woman. And people would come up behind me and say, can I help you, ma'am?
Because your hair.
Yeah. Well, not just my hair, but you know, my butt, my hips, and
I was gonna say I've seen a picture of you. You're not. You know,
but
you're not like shaped like this. You're shaped kind of like soft. Yes.
Women's jeans have always fit me better. You know, and my fiance pointed out that when I was fully relaxed, I just carried myself more like a woman. So it's like when people would do that, even before I really thought I could transition, I just kind of thought it was mildly humorous. And, you know, now with the therapy and that, and I'm realizing that, yeah, it wasn't just that was actually giving me just those little moments of the euphoric, you know, that even though I hadn't like processed it all and put it into language, I was still having that reaction that it felt good when somebody assumed I was female.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. Like, I've gone my whole life with people saying she and her and ma'am. Yeah. And I'm like, every time I was kind of like, even with my given name. No.
I used to say any pronouns, but I found everyone was just constantly using he, him for me. And it's like, I've heard that for the last 18 years. At least be creative. I've said any pronouns, like, fuck, use neopronouns for me. I don't give a shit. Be more creative than he, him.
Well,
and also to something Donna said in the chat,
I think it should be them. Or
I've had interesting conversations with people who aren't really sure what their pronouns are yet. Like, I've known someone who's like, they're fairly confident they're non-binary, but they don't know what pronouns they want to use. And it's always an interesting interaction where it's like, oh, what pronouns do you use? And they're like, I don't really know.
Well, I mean, that's like I was saying, look how long it took me to, I was born in such a different generation. It's like Purple. Like we couldn't just turn on a computer and get information back then. We had to like go to a library and reference it. And you go into a college library in a small town back when I was doing that stuff, because our mom, Richard and I's mom, went to college when he was going into teenagehood, and I was like, 8, 9. So she went back to college, so we had full access to the college because everybody knew us. And they were like, oh, it's Eileen's kids. And they'd let us in anywhere. We could get in the pool for free. We could just walk in the basketball court. We can get in everywhere. And it was like we were going to college there. It was great. We could walk in the dorms and hang out with people. Didn't matter. We could go anywhere. So, so I had access to all that. But that's what it took. And you're not going to find a small town college that has stuff about people transitioning and gay people. Like, that shit wasn't in there that I know of. Unless it was like some kind of a social study experiment, So when Purple and I were growing up, you didn't have those opportunities. You didn't have those ways to just go, what does it mean to be gay? Let me Google it on my phone. No, we got most of our information by word of mouth. And I think that's why a lot of things from
70s.
history. Yeah, hold on, I'm almost done.
Sorry.
I think that's why a lot of things in history have been twisted, whether it's biblical or American history or world history, whatever. I think some of it's been twisted because it started out by people saying word of mouth, and then someone wrote it down eventually. It's like playing the game telephone. Something's not going to be right at the end of the fucking phone call.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like
Well, and actually, it was worse than just playing telephone because, in decades past, people had to hide these things. People were killed for being gay. But
that's why I was afraid to come out.
It's like playing telephone, except that they don't always pick up the phone.
Yeah, fact. Right. There's not always somebody on the other end of the line.
Yeah, but, just growing up in the 70s, the only references you found to homosexuals, because they were still arguing about if they could use the word gay, was basically psychology textbooks.
Well, actually, gay is more of a term for men, really. Like, that's originally the, gay was for gay men. You had gay men and you had lesbians.
Yeah.
So, and that's how it started, because everything else you could use was a slur. So that's really what it was. And now we say lesbians and gay men again. Like, we're back to that. So yes, Rex, we had a phone attached to the wall with the really long cord, and about once a week you had to hold it up in the air sections at a time and detangle it all the way down to the end, because you had the cord that stretched out like 15, 20 feet, 16, 20 feet. Yeah, I remember that.
See, I find it really funny that you guys talk about populations in the hundreds, but a small village, the village that I grew up in, is considered a relatively small village, and it's 7,000 old people.
Well, where I live is considered a small area in a smaller city, and not where I live directly. The population isn't like that. I'm out in the desert. But in town, the town I live closest to is about 85,000 people at any given time. And it's rising because people are leaving California and moving to New Mexico and fucking Arizona.
Yeah.
And I really wish they would have stayed over there because a lot of them are assholes. Anyways.
Well, until about a year and a half now, I was living in a small town in Upper Michigan that was 3,000 people, and they only got that because back 2008 they merged together 3 adjoining towns.
Right.
And basically they did that because all 3 towns were going bankrupt, so they were trying to save money. That was also when they disbanded the fire department. They decided they couldn't afford to pay for a fire department, so it was all volunteer firefighters.
Yeah, I've been in towns like that too. Yeah, exactly, Richard. We did live in we lived in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Well, towards the foothills of them. What was I going to say? Yes, some societies were non-prejudiced, some were. Absolutely, Richard.
Yeah. I feel like most societies historically have been prejudiced in some way. It's just who towards.
Well, I think that's accurate. And in general, I think they all start out as being xenophobic. And it's a matter of some of them get over it and some of them don't.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, for anybody that missed it earlier, Donna's aunt is with a woman, so she has two aunts, and she lives in the Bible Belt, and so that's why she's saying when I was growing up, my family would talk about my aunts in hushed tones, in hushed corners. It was really uncomfortable to witness. I'm so thankful people can talk about things openly and respectfully now. Me too.
Everyone was convinced for the longest time that my Auntie Kathy was a lesbian. Like, married a man, got divorced. She's been living with a woman for the last 15 years in a house with their dog and some chickens.
Yeah, she's gay. Yeah. She's a lesbian. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. She is the most homophobic bastard on the planet. Like, she's amongst the people who will cry when I tell her I'm queer.
So she's a hypocrite.
I'm not even sure that she's a hypocrite because it turns out that she's been quietly having boyfriends while they've been living together. And the woman she lives with has just not been commenting. But it feels so much like surely there's something there.
Well, and that's something I've been getting in education, and is a lot of the demisexual and demi-romantic stuff. Those are new relationship models for me that I really wasn't aware of before, like 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some people may be having an extremely intimate relationship that just doesn't involve sex.
Yeah. Sam can probably relate to that, Donna.
Oh, it's a nightmare. I'm lucky enough to live about a 20-minute train ride from a place where you can just wear a pentacle and it's chill. But around here, if you wear one, you at least get funny looks and shit.
Justice.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
So, everybody that doesn't know Justice Renee, meet Justice Renee. And,
I don't believe we've met, but hi.
She does a lot of informative stuff. So we're gonna check her out too. Informative
I've
stuff.
actually been in a stream with you before, but I missed your introduction, so I don't really know your background.
Yeah, so I would like you to introduce yourself to everybody.
Oh boy. So my name is Justice Renee. I work with Secular North. We do media productions for nonprofits out of Minneapolis and Minnesota, specifically focusing on amplifying the dinner conversation so that we can build more conversation around these issues and amplify that underlying to move the zeitgeist forward. So that's what we do. We do a lot of little things around those things. I don't actually run a channel myself, so you'll rarely ever see me online. This is probably the third stream I've actually done live ever. I'm always the person behind the scenes making it happen.
In the background, right?
So you're in Minneapolis?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm only about an hour away. I'm in St. Cloud.
Aha! Well, then we'll have to talk.
It's a small world after all.
Actually, before the COVID had started, I was starting to throw together the idea of just having a get-together of YouTube people. Of anybody who was in driving distance to Minneapolis one day.
Yeah.
But I started putting this together like in February of 2019. And yeah, by the time summer was approaching, group gatherings were out of the question.
Absolutely.
Hey, Purple, can you put the panel link for your stream that we're going to here in a few minutes in the private chat, please? So I don't have to dig it out of Twitter and be all laggy. I would appreciate it.
Oh, I didn't even realize we're getting that close to it.
Yeah, we are getting close to that.
StreamYard link for it yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. If you could do that, that'd be great.
Yep.
So what we're doing here in a few minutes is we're going to carry on this fundraiser over on Purple's channel. I'm going to, Ox, if you want to put the link in for that. into the chat, I'd appreciate it if you want to do that again. And we're all going to go over there, and we're going to continue the conversation. It's going to be the same format. You know, I almost wanted to call it Ask a Dyke, but I came out as trans, so I can't say that anymore. But yeah, any questions anybody has, if you know anybody has any questions, bring them over there with you. Like I said, as long as you're not being a jerk and you're being respectful, we will answer any question you guys have. And I think we need to do this more often and bring more awareness and quit making it so fucking stigmatized, because it's ridiculous. It's not like this everywhere, you know?
No.
This isn't a fucking American bullshit thing, so let's fight it. So
well, and even in America, it kind of depends which region of the country you're in, how open you can be about it.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like where I'm at, it's okay. You know, I'm sure there's a few haters out there, but you're not gonna. The rule here is just don't be a dick. Nobody cares what you are, as long as you're not.
Yeah, I feel reasonably safe with it here. Although, you know, even though Minnesota in general is more progressive, I'm definitely living in a very red pocket.
Oh, you know what? While my brother's here, Richard, I got a picture to show you. I did my version of your beard. And so I want to show you guys that and how much I look like my brother. Too funny. Anyways, I thought it was funny. Yes, I am obsessed with facial hair apps. I absolutely am. Good, Donna, good. So when you guys, if you guys want to come on over to Purple's. Like I said, same format. Ox is going to put the link up there for us. Oh, Sandy already did it. Thank you so much, Sandy. So everybody, we're going to take like a 5-minute break here. Let everybody go pee and get food or drinks or whatever they need to do. So I'm going to end this here, and Purple's going to give us the live stream link. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate all you guys. So yeah, everybody that's here, thank you so much for coming. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate the respectfulness in the chat and the love you guys always show each other. It always means a lot to me. I appreciate all of you coming. Everybody on the panel, I would say thank you so much, but we're going to see you all in a minute anyways. So we'll just carry on this conversation. Thank you for coming though. And I look forward to continuing this. Everybody, take care of yourselves.
Yeah, and Ox and Sandy both put the YouTube link out there, so yeah, everybody can hop over there.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another, and have some peace in your life.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna